Welcome back to the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. 1 week from tomorrow, we will close out the pre-Thanksgiving week with a performance at LBC with our Pitbull toddler.
Always fun out there.
Oh, yeah, LBC's great. Please go get Sam Morril and bring him in the studio. In fact, Galvin, I'll tell you, it looks like that's where we're going to be for our charity gig as well in December.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Probably not supposed to say that yet. But
Well.
I mean, I like to let the people in Newport Richey and Hudson and Spring Hill know that they don't have to drive very far because you got it right there in Palm Harbor and, of course, Tarpon Springs and Clearwater. We try to get out there as much as we can because we got a good following there. And it'll be nice to do a charity thing. Any of the Palm Harbor businesses that want to step up would be great. Look at Sam Morril all dressed for the winter.
Yeah.
You know, it's a brisk 72 degrees today.
I'm coming from 28 degrees.
I know, isn't that insane?
I'll take this off. I'll make you feel more comfortable.
No. Will you enjoy it, or are you like I was just up in New York last week, and I had one. Turn it, fix his volume there, Spanish. I had one good day of cold weather, and then I had to come back here to humid yuck.
I mean, dude, I don't enjoy the beach. I'm like the guy in the beach in like New Balance sneakers.
Yeah.
I'm like the classic New Yorker. I'm such a drag. I don't know.
I'm the same way, but mostly because I'm fat, so I don't feel very comfortable at the beach all the time. I'm the guy in the cutoff, like the tank top with the no sleeves.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's
Wears it
my
in the
look.
water.
Yeah. I'm not taking my shirt off. I'm not taking my shirt off at the beach, but I'm not taking it off for you.
Really?
I'm comfortable. You know, I'm not embarrassed. I couldn't care less.
Yeah,
But I don't want you to feel uncomfortable.
I'm too hairy to take it off. Like, I don't want kids to see shoulder hair. That's not fair.
I can
to
tell
them.
by your eyebrows you probably got some bad shoulder
It's
hair.
a problem.
What's your nationality?
I guess I'm like an Ashkenazi Jew.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That you only know that from DNA testing.
I did,
I
yeah.
never heard the word Ashkenazi until my wife got hers back.
Well, yeah, I was seeing a girl for a while, and she was like, I want to know what you are.
Yeah.
And I could tell that's like her way of being like, let me see if he's worthy of breeding with.
Yeah.
Right.
And I wasn't. So she went away.
Nope.
What? So were you like adopted or something, or you just don't know?
No, I mean, it just, I
know-
no one really knows.
Oh, I know.
You know,
Oh,
but
I
you don't. You know, but you don't really know. Like I was like I guess I got like some Persian in me. That's these eyebrows.
Yeah.
And this girl I was with, she had like Ottoman Empire blood, and she was like, "Oh, I'm too good for you. Get away." Yeah.
I was least surprised by my return from 23.
What do you have?
It's my father's family Sicilian, my mother's family Sicilian, and then came back and they're like, "You're 98% Italian."
Oh,
That
that's
was
like
pretty
a
much it.
Same.
That's
I'm
exciting
Irish.
now.
No, if it came back and it was like, "You got a lot of Swede in you," I'd be like, "What?" But I was like, "Yep."
Yeah, but you guys both got like Scorsese movie DNA. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I was happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew I could be a made man officially. Now I wonder if they checked that. Like before the
That's
ceremony,
hilarious.
they
Oh,
go,
yeah.
you got to double check now. We gotta
Instead of
make
cutting
sure.
the hand, they
Yeah.
spit in a little tube.
It came back. You made it. Your family. That's like also the those things are like what they're using them for. Like whatever you're signing off on, you're like, just so you know, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, I'm one of those people when it comes to that stuff that I don't care. Like I'll sometimes when I'm taking a long number 2 or if I can't sleep, I'll answer all their genetic questions because I'm like, maybe this could really giving them the because I read the results sometimes and they're right. They'll be like, you don't like coffee without cream, you like your pea stinks with asparagus, like they know exactly
Not why my pea stings, but sure.
Your earlobes
stinks.
It'll tell you if your earlobes are connected or not. Yeah, it's
so
weird.
I figured I'll get to do my best to continue by answering, but man, they got a lot of questions. After a while, I'm like, all right, I got
They start going out. They're like, your mom's overprotective. I'm like, all right, leave me alone. Jesus.
So what, are you dating anybody now?
I am. Yeah.
How long?
It's been a couple months.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it good? Like how old, like at this point you got to start looking for if there's going to be a wife, right?
I think that's what she's looking for, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you have to. I'm in my 30s now.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once you're in your 30s, every date is
Did he curse? What were you talking about? His love life? That's what pulls out. No,
it's a natural response.
Yeah, no, it's nerve-wracking. I guess I just go for it. I don't think about it. But yeah, I guess you got to.
She's not here, right? You didn't travel with her.
No.
So we could talk about it.
Sure.
And where do you meet her? Is she a fan?
No, she's a comedian.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
I think it's good.
Do we know her?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So
But
you're
she's doing
funnier
well.
than she is.
No, she's doing great. She's really funny.
Oh man, that could be a rough situation.
I don't know. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if she takes off though?
I mean, as long as she doesn't take off from me, I'm okay with it. I don't know.
But I'm saying
like her career.
Yeah, like what if you guys
That's
get
good.
married? What if Sam got a pilot coming
As long as we divvy up the road work, I got to stay on the road just to stay sharp. But as long as we divvy up the road work, I'm good with it.
Oh, you think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always tell comedians, I'm like, that's the best life for a marriage, because you leave,
Yeah.
and then just start to miss them, and you come home, you're like, hey, Monday, I missed you, and then Tuesday, you're like, oh, she's driving me nuts already, and then Wednesday, see, I gotta go back on the road, and then you'll stay married forever.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
It sounds good. Yeah, we got it. She's in LA, so I've got to make sure already bought tickets to the Clippers, Rockets, and the Knicks, Lakers, so she can't dump me in the next 2 months.
No, that's good.
very important.
Yeah. That's how I know if I'm going to get fired from this job or not. If they plan events for December, I go, well, we're good through the end of the year.
Right.
Yeah. I know we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Where are you coming from?
I was in New York City. I've been on the road pretty hard. I was in Atlanta. I was in LA for a while. I was in Atlanta. I was in DC last weekend. I'm in Pittsburgh next weekend. Cleveland coming up. I'm just
everywhere.
Everywhere.
That doesn't burn you out?
It does, but I'm gonna try to tape a special soon.
So you got to work it all out.
I got to work it out.
Now, how does that work? You bring that to somebody and say, I'm ready.
I'm self-producing this one. I think that's the way to get hits now. It's unfortunately, comedy. I did the last 2 with Comedy Central, and they just kind of bury them. I've had friends who are like, I try to watch your hour online. I'm a cable subscriber. There's a commercial every 2.5 minutes.
Oh no.
Which I'm like, who the hell's watching? So unless you're on one of the major platforms, which I wasn't getting bites, I was like, you know what? I think I'm better off just chopping this up and posting it online.
Right. But I find they don't pay a ton of money. So you're probably make more money if you do it yourself.
Well, I don't know about that. Some of the money offers are pretty good, but then they hide it, they shelve it.
Oh no, you don't.
So yeah, I want to build the fan base. I don't care as much about that. I'll make my money on the road.
Yeah.
But how about now with all the different streaming platforms, HBO Max and Disney Plus and all these different ones? Are they going to start doing comedy? You think?
Believe it or not, Disney Plus did not make an offer to me. We got the new Star Wars. We're good.
Yeah.
HBO Max was that was a possible place. We didn't really go too hard with them, but I thought about it, but then I kind of just wanted to go on my own.
Hey Sam, this is Disney. We're really interested in your comedy. Would you mind doing stand-up as a Mandalorian? Would you put the Boba Fett out?
Hey, Bill Burr's in there.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, dude.
Brian Posehn's in there too.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Brian Posehn looks like an alien.
No makeup.
Yeah.
Just put him in there.
Are you friends with him at all?
I've never met him.
Okay, so we put him in a really bad spot one time. He was on the show, and we were talking about he's friends with Patton Oswalt, and Brian Posehn somehow for a guy who looks like a Muppet is married to a really hot blonde chick. And we're like, what about Patton? What's his wife like? Is she hot? And he didn't know how to answer.
Oh, my God.
And he was like,
the one his wife who passed away.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. This story's aging pretty badly. her book was unbelievable. The one that she wrote.
I've heard that about the
Unreal.
Golden State Killer, right?
It's brilliantly written.
Yeah, because they wound up. She helped crack that case, I think.
Yeah. It's incredible.
I got to read that.
That was the first one.
23andMe. Speaking of 23andMe, that's what cracked the case.
Oh, really?
Is that he had some relative, and that can you imagine being a murderer and you're like, hopefully none of my family needs to know they're an Armenian Jew or whatever.
I look at whenever I get an alert from them that says you have new relatives. I'm like, let's see that somebody screwed something up, and I'm about to find out I got a brother or a cousin or something. It's always somebody 25th cousin on the other.
It's never exciting.
I asked my father. My father's father had some brothers, and one of them evidently banged his way from New York to California. There's kids all along the trail. You could follow it right across. He must have took a month and banged somebody in every state all the way to California, and that's how it happens. Because I could see them all. I could see how we're related and all that, and it's all through this one guy that I never even met.
He's like the ODB of your family. That's amazing. just raw dogged his way from the old Oregon Trail.
Now, before your girlfriend, that's another great thing about being a comedian. I would think hoes in different area codes.
Yeah, man, Instagram's a game changer for that.
It's Instagram,
for sure.
right?
Yeah, it's all DMs, man. It's pretty crazy.
Man. And what do because you could wait for them to come to you.
Yeah, you just check your DMs. You're like, how funny was I tonight?
Yeah.
Refresh it, and then yeah, every once in a while, it'd be pretty cool.
Oh,
yeah.
that's pretty smooth.
Yeah, but it gets old too. It's usually like you think it's gonna be way better, and then you meet, and you're just like, oh, this is why I don't go on dates. This person is completely insane.
Yeah, if you're single and you're not looking to hook up, then you got to be very clear. I need you to just come over and get naked as soon as you walk in. I don't want. Let's avoid the small talk.
That's scary too, though, because like you go to some markets where when I was single, at least you go to some markets and like the shows are over, all the bars are closed. I'm like, I guess you could come over, but you're playing a dangerous game right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be plowing through pigs. I wouldn't even care. I'm in Detroit for the weekend. What do I care? I don't care how that goes. What is the? Have you had threesomes?
I've never done that, no. Although I did have kind of an accidental one once. Where years ago, I went on a date with a girl, and it was like after a bad breakup, and she never called back. I was like, whatever. And then she texted me out of the blue on a like Friday afternoon, where are you? And I just said, I'm in Union Square. And she writes back, I want to see you and I want to get freaky with you. So, I was at lunch with my parents at the time. I had to excuse myself to field this. And I called her and I was like, she was very proper when we were on a date, so it didn't sound like her. Somebody someone took her phone.
Smart.
So I called her. She said, it's me. I just want to see you. I want to get freaky. And I was like, all right. So I go over there and it's like everything about it shady. It was like, it's in like a luxury Williamsburg apartment, whatever. And it wasn't where I dropped her off, but everything you're doing, like, she's subletting. It's New York. I go in there, all that's in the room is a couch and a bottle of scotch. It looked like a porno set, so it's kind of like whatever. It seems fine. We start making out. She starts going downstairs, and then she just stops and she goes like, "I hope my roommate doesn't catch us." Like mid act, and I said, "Yeah, I hope that too. Let's go." That's when I should have left.
Was that in the script?
Yeah. I would have been like, "Is your roommate Fred or Tanya?" Right. She would have been like, "Tanya." Like, we're fine.
I did not have the foresight.
Yeah.
So I say, should we go to your bedroom? She said, fine. Yeah. So she goes. She keeps doing it as she's performing this act. The door swings open. It's a dude. He's jacked. He's wearing a tank top. I thought they were going to rob me, and just in a moment of panic, I just kind of turned to him and I was like, "Can I help you?" And he just said, "Are we going to do this?" And it stayed up. To my surprise. To my surprise. Yeah, confused and rock hard is a confusing thing. That's like so then I just like, he was expecting to be a part of it. I was like, get me out of here.
Oh, he was ready for it.
He was ready, and I was like, this is not what I signed up for. And she just kind of shrugged. I was like terrified. I ran out. I didn't even pull my pants all the way up. I was telling my friend about it, Dave Smith, who's a comic, and he's like, "Oh man, I would have banged. Like, who cares?" And I was like, I ran from my JanSport and I left. Like it's not a cool orgy story, you know. I ran from I was terrified.
Yeah, because that's the thing. First of all, you're in an environment you're not familiar with.
Yeah,
it didn't seem right already. And the other thing, it's not a homophobic thing, but I don't know the dude, so I don't need to be around.
Also, you don't want a surprise party in the middle of it.
Yeah. Right. Oh my God, can you imagine if I did the same thing to her?
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that'd be like I'd be in prison.
Yeah. And you even use the same sense. Are we doing this or what? Like, what do you mean?
Dude, it was pretty scary. And I remember I left lunch with my mom, telling her I had an audition. So when when I left, as I left lunch, my mom goes, "Go get him," and I was like, oh, I hate myself. So then I leave the place, and as I leave, and I'm like, I called a friend of mine to be like, oh my God, that was like terrifying. And she was like, oh God, I'm glad you're okay. My mom called me to see how the audition went.
Oh, you should have been like, it was weird. I was in the middle of it and some guy walked in. Ruined my concentration.
The first
More people went out for the part than I had anticipated.
This is Sam Morril. Sam's going to be at Side Splitters this weekend.
No more Bobby Jewell at Side Splitters. The end of an era. I'm going to be drinking this time for the first time, and he'll be like, I don't have a guy yelling at me, "You piece of dirt."
I wouldn't be surprised if the ghost of Bobby is still around.
Might be,
yeah.
he would get in my face and go, "I leave pieces of garbage like you in the dirt." I was like, "Yeah, Bobby, this is Tampa, not Deadwood. Who are you talking to? What's going on?"
Yeah, I know you have animal pelts on you. No need.
But he's like 58 or something. He's drinking a bottle of whiskey in one sitting, beers as he's doing it, and he's like, "You used to do this with me." I was like, "Yeah, I was 24, dude."
Yeah, there comes a point where you got to cut it off.
Not for him. him.
You do look like you could be Adam Carolla's little brother.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I bet.
It's never a flattering remark. They're like Michael Phelps from the neck up. I'm like, yeah, I didn't think I had his body. Thanks for.
It was fresh on my mind because Spanish just pitched me guest during the break.
Yeah,
and he's like Adam Carolla, who I love. But he's promoting some sort of documentary about Shelby's. I'm like, oh, I don't want that. It was more fun to talk to him about sangria. Talk about,
hey, it's
Mangria. Sorry. So Sam's going to be at Side Splitters 960-1197 tonight through Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday.
I'm pumped.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Great
right.
club,
that's right,
man.
because Sunday is Mo. Mo works here at the radio station.
Oh, cool.
Not funny.
Oh, no.
No, I'm just kidding. We like to bust his ball. Mo is the guy that works on the station that we all pick on him the most.
Oh, you need
Even though he's a 7-foot black guy.
Oh,
he's the least intimidating guy. He's a 7-foot black guy with dreadlocks. Not dreadlocks, with a braid.
Yeah,
no, he's got dreads, yeah. And
it's like Pacino in what's that movie with Ellen Barkin, Sea of Love?
Yeah.
He's describing a black guy as having corn rolls. What was it? Corn rolls.
Corn rolls.
Like corn rolls.
Mo is he's a movie director and an author. He's like one of those guys that does everything.
He wrote a book of poetry.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And didn't he have a book like from a 13-year-old girl's point of view?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So enjoy Sunday. Go see Sam on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That'll probably help you out. Who did you say in the comic world is your best friend?
I'm pretty tight with Joe Mackey for sure.
Oh, that's right. You would
I think he's a real hack, but you know,
when you were here last time,
Twitter.
What?
You were telling us about how he fell out of the cab.
Oh God, yeah, he'll be so mad. I forgot. I probably doesn't want me telling that story, but here I'm going to tell it.
He came back on the show with us.
Yeah.
And I go, I have a friend in New York who's a cab driver, and he swears you fell out of his cab one time. And he goes, that's happened. That's true. That's definitely, he's probably right. That guy makes me laugh so hard.
He's a great joke writer.
But I mean, he's like that all the time. That's not a character that he does, right?
Yeah, it's pretty funny to watch people be like, yeah, snap out of it. I remember Chappelle once said to him, he's like, yeah, dude, be a person. Yeah. It was like the best insult ever.
I've watched him on stage at the Comedy Cellar, which is casual Joe, as opposed to like Joe getting ready to do a show, you know, and he's still the same weirdo.
But he's way more comfortable on stage, right? It's like a casual. There's like a more casual vibe. He'll have a beer in his hand. He had a beer in his hand on Fallon, which I don't think anyone's ever done.
Did he really?
He's on the Tonight Show, like with a big beer in his hand, and he's like holding the microphone awkwardly. I'm like, you didn't think to put the beer down for your set? You drunk?
Does that make you nervous to do that?
Fallon?
Yeah.
I did it once. It wasn't my best late night set. I do way better on like Conan. It feels more laid back.
Does it?
Yeah, it's cable. You can kind of say whatever.
Yeah, Conan's.
I got a great note for my last. I just submit to do it again. I sent him a set, and he wrote. I sent an abortion joke, and he goes, "Great joke, not for us." One time he said another note he gave me. The booker was. He goes, "Like this joke too, but you can't wish cancer on someone on our national audience." So,
who is the booker for Conan?
This guy JP, he's a great guy. He really is. He gets comedy.
I wonder how hard that has to be to know you have somebody who's such great talent, so funny, but you have to say no. You know what I mean? Like this guy's a great comedian, but not.
Well, he doesn't say. He usually will work with me. He'll usually be pretty cool.
Like, take this out, take that out.
Yeah, Fallon is one of the tougher sets I had. I also followed Cory Booker, which was not the best follow. Like I'm not a good follow for Hope.
Right.
You know, like you don't want to follow someone who's trying to like inspire people. You know, I'm just like I'm. He came in my green room and hung with my family. It was so weird.
Did he really?
Cory Booker was just hanging with my family for a little too long.
Yeah.
Where like at first I was like, holy cow, Cory Booker, this is pretty cool. And then like after a while you're like, are you still here? Like we're trying to leave.
It's so funny is because he seems to me like I wouldn't vote for him, but he seemed like he'd be pretty cool, like a pretty cool guy.
He's a great guy. I mean, it's like I think he's dating Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an interesting, like, dude, what politician is like single? I mean, you got to use that. That's great.
And now he's got a hot chick. Like after one of the debates, she was there, and I was like, oh, that's a good look.
He's also like if you hear, like, I listen to him on a couple podcasts, and he's like very scripted to the point that, but like when he's just being himself, he's obviously like talented and smart. Right. And my mom is like, "What you're doing in Newark?" So I'm like, "Dude, you better not bang my mom." I swear to God, Cory Booker, if you have sex with my mom,
your mom's always had that dream. What if your mom hit you up? She's like, "I got an audition. I gotta go." Now, where do you live? You live in New York?
Upper West.
And she lives in L.A. Your girlfriend?
Yeah, she does.
Oh, that's good.
Tell her that. She's worried.
Is she really?
I think so.
She's
I think
probably worried about you because you're probably the pig out of the two of you. You're probably...
if you had to choose, I would say yes. I wouldn't call her that.
No. I'm just saying. You're the one.
Yeah, no, I'd say, she's. I think it's tough. I think long distance is always tough. But yeah, I'll make an effort. I'll go out there a lot. She'll come here. It's kind of good to go out to LA to just do shows and do other stuff. And she'll come to New York and work the cellar. So it's good for everybody. You know?
Yeah, you have an excuse. You have to go to LA now.
Yeah.
So like, I'm here. I might as well work.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm jealous of that life that you guys have.
It's kind
that
of
road
fun, man.
life. Yeah.
I kind of love it.
I'm telling you right now though, you'd be great on a TV show.
Thank you.
You'd be the bad best friend.
I want to be the bad best friend.
Yeah.
Someone just sent me a script he's working on, and it's like the darkest thing I've ever read. Where he was like, "Dude, you'd be perfect for this." I was like, "Let me read it." Yeah. I read it. I'm a guy who kills kids.
Oh my God!
I was like, "You thought of me when you wrote this?" And I do it with like a smile on my face. He's like, "You." Oh no, man! This is like a little heavy for me. But
yeah, no, I wasn't thinking that bad. I was thinking like the one that convinced him to go to a massage parlor. That's the bad I was thinking. Jesus.
We'll call it "Turn Over a New Leaf." This fall on CBS.
I listen. It's always great to see you.
All right.
Yeah,
this is great.
I'm sorry we ran a little late today before we brought you in. We got Kevin Smith joining us at the top of the hour.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, do you like Kevin Smith's movies?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so. I
haven't seen one in a while, but I mean, when I was a kid, like I remember Clerks was like had a big impression on me. Mallrats as a kid, I loved.
And then he had Jay and Silent Bob.
Dogma. He's made some good stuff.
So now he's got the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and we pretty much put him on the spot to put us in the movie before they filmed it. So he said, "Okay, yeah," and he did.
Wow.
So I couldn't go. They filmed in New Orleans, so my crew all went up there. And they're in the thing, and tonight's the debut of the movie.
Wow.
We'll find out if we really made the cut. He swears we're in it.
That's exciting.
But we'll find out tonight. So, yeah, they're debuting it tonight here in Tampa.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then Mo, who's doing comedy on Sunday at Side Splitters, his movie, we convinced Kevin to put the trailer for his movie on before Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh my God!
For a guy I don't like. We've done a lot for Mo.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah. So that's all happening tonight. So if you're not,
Kevin Smith has done a lot of good stuff, I think.
And he's exactly, if you like him, he's exactly what you hoped he'd be in real life.
Awesome.
He's just an awesome dude.
He came in and co-hosted.
Yeah. He was in town one day, and we were talking on the phone, and he goes, "I love to do radio. It would be so much better if you were here. Why don't you just come in and take over the show?" He's like, "Okay, I'll be there tomorrow." He came in, stayed here for like 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He Cory Bookered us. He wouldn't leave after a while. Go see Sam Morril. Sam is extremely funny.
Thanks, man.
You'll totally enjoy him, especially if you like a little twisted stuff. Yeah, and like if you don't like.
I'm touring with this hour. I'm taping in like 3 weeks. So this is it. So
now, would you know where yet?
I'm gonna tape it at the Village Underground at the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah,
I got a set designer. I got a crew. I'm doing it all myself. Like,
what are you gonna wear?
Director? I don't know. Probably like just a jacket and a shirt like I wore in the last one.
You got to be as comfortable as possible. Like I remember, we always make fun of Bert because the first time Bert did an hour, he wore dark jeans and a button-down shirt. And we're like, who is that guy? And then he goes, then I watched 3 specials. Me, Bill Burr, and somebody else were all wearing exactly the same thing. I was like, yeah, just do what you got to do.
Bert, I love Bert. That's hilarious if he went through like a tuxedo phase or something before he went to the shirtless.
That's the progression. I mean, from here, where does he go? He's got to start getting dressed now. First he wears a bib, and then next thing you know, a cummerbund. I got you.
Bert is such a funny and great dude. I really love him.
Yeah, he's hilarious. So, all right, Sam Morril, 960-1197 or sidesplitterscomedy.com. Great to see you, buddy.
Great to see you, Mike.
We'll take a break, and then Kevin Smith will join us at the top of the hour. It's Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone.
You're listening to the Mike Calta Show on 102.5 The Bone.